Melissa some video. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yes.
No, I love it. It's very touching.
Yeah.
Especially when you get into the emotion of the faces. Like,
Yeah.
It's very touching.
Yeah, I could have a big spirit. I always think of this as kind of defiant. Yeah. Your spirit. Yeah. About that.
It's such a serious issue that a lot of people just don't love it. They don't know somebody or you know.
You see everybody's out. I guess they are.
Yeah.
Watch the alien. The alien.
No, you can get as many pictures as you want. Yeah. Is that one out?
Yes. I think everybody's out. Oh no. Here we go. I guess it takes a little bit longer when you're on the bicycle. Do they have an elevator? Yeah. That's good. Okay, well listen, let's walk through it, and then the photographer is on the way. Talking about the project, any questions you have.
Hi you guys, my name is Melissa Shelley. I am 41 years old right now. I was diagnosed with breast cancer at 34. Little preview to that was when MySpace was still around, I happened to get in contact with women on MySpace. After I was diagnosed, I had just given birth to twins. So they assumed because I had delivered twins, I was estrogen receptor positive. I was not. I lost one of my twins, which was his sister, the day I had her, and I still have another little boy. 7 months later was when I was diagnosed. Had a needle loke biopsy done. They couldn't get the needle loke, so they actually used a driven needle. It's called the mammatome. They got my biopsy, and basically it came back I had breast cancer. I opted for a lumpectomy. My surgeon told me he couldn't get clear margins, and he said, "What do you want to do?" And I go, "Cut them both off. I don't have time for this." So I chose to have a bilateral mastectomy. I had lymph nodes dissected out of both of my armpits. I had 3 positive. With my type of breast cancer, which is triple negative, 50% of women don't reach their 10-year mark. I'm at my 7th year. So it's a huge, scenario. I've had 5 sets of breast implants. It's not the best thing in the world. It's not, ooh, I get new boobs. It's more of a pain in the ass because you're like, my implant ruptured. It's crooked. It's this. So I decided to do the SCAR project because so many young women don't think about it. It's your grandma's disease, and it's not. My youngest friend is 17. She's passed away already. We have a couple other girls on the wall. They're 19. I am getting ready to lose my second SCAR project sister. She should be coming this week. She is 32. It's a disease that's not pretty. I mean, I begged my mother on my 5th chemo treatment to let me die. I begged her. And it's something that I look back now and think, wow, I didn't know you're gonna die, I'm alive. But I mean, it's something that you don't think about. My son was 5 when I went through it, so he knows. He watched me be bald. He stuck with me through it all. He didn't have a choice. I'm his mom. And then she is my baby after breast cancer. This is Olivia Grace. Taping as my husband will. But the thing is, it's a minor inconvenience in your life. If you feel something, do something about it. Mine was an extremely aggressive form. I I don't think about it, but there is a chance my cancer will come back. It had left my breast tissue. I have several tattoos. My first one I got was this one. It is a breast cancer ribbon done in the shape of a Hawaiian lei. I didn't want nipples tattooed on. You know, I really wondered what I wanted, and I waited almost 7 years. I found an artist. His name's Rebellious Tony. He works out of New York, called Ink Couture, and contacted him and said, would you be willing to tattoo a bra on me? And he goes, sure. So this August, he came to Phoenix and spent 5 hours, and he tattooed my bra on me. And it's something different. It's not nipples, but I have a tattooed bra on. So it's cool, but everyone's like, what made you? And I said, because breast cancer took my nipples. I don't have any. So I decided I get to wear a lace bra for the rest of my life. So if you guys have any questions, I'm more than willing to answer them.
If we were to want to donate to a facility for research, which one would you recommend?
Honestly, look into them. Susan G. Komen, a lot of people love them. Susan G. Komen
I've heard bad things
sues
about them, yeah.
nonprofit organizations for using the words for the cure.
Yeah.
Really look into companies that donate the money to families, to women. A lot of times when you get breast cancer, you can't pay your bills. You can't do things like that.
Right.
I have great insurance. I work at a hospital, so my insurance was covered at 100%. One of my drugs was $3,600. I had to take it 6 times. So I did chemo for 18 weeks. I was bald. Loved it. Sorry, I have to admit it. I loved having no hair. But look into who you're donating to. I mean, truly do. There's a lot of very small nonprofits that are like Moms for Moms and stuff. The SCAR project, David J. has funded this entire project all on his own. Basically, whatever money he makes, he puts it right back into the project. So luckily he has a fashion photographer, but he makes no money. So he would love to see this go everywhere. He's been requested to go to California, across the United States, to Europe, Australia. So, I mean, and I want to go to every opening they have because I have a big mouth and I like to talk.
And it's already gone to a lot of major cities.
It's been to New York twice, it's been to Cincinnati once, it's been to Alabama once, and now Houston. I'd like to bring it to Phoenix and to LA.
The ladies from everywhere.
The ladies are from everywhere. Yeah. And he didn't pay any of us. We all paid our own way to be photographed. I flew from Phoenix to New York with total strangers. We roomed together. We were photographed at separate times together, and we have remained friends. It bonded us like no other. One girl was extremely shy. She goes, "You took me out of my shell." So, yeah. Any other questions? It's it's not even anything really that you don't want to ask the questions. The pictures just speak for themselves. And if you notice, everyone has different scars. It just depends on what surgeon you use. I mean, a lot of them are this way. I happen to have this way, this way, this way, this. It's my roadmap. It's my beautiful disaster, but it's me.
I like how he captures a lot. Saying it to me, he really captures people's spirit.
He does, and he
Not
asks.
just scars.
There's 2 girls that are done in profiles, me and another girl. And he asked, he goes, "I like your profile. May I do a profile of you?" And I said, "Yeah." And it's funny because a lot of us girls don't even like our own photos. I struggle with mine. So, but yeah. So I feel honored that I'm even associated with this program.
How did you decide?
It was something that I started reading about it, and I thought I really want to get involved. Too many young women are dying of breast cancer, and no one talks about it. It's something that's extremely hush-hush. Did you hear that? and it shouldn't be hushed. I mean, it should be, oh my God, you need to be checked. And the fact that insurance companies say you need to be 35 to have a mammogram, I totally disagree. If you feel something, look into it. And if they tell you, oh, it's a cyst, no, it's not. Ask. Say, I want a biopsy. I mean, it's your body. Demand it.
So early diagnosis is the key.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. And I mean, I hate to say it, a lot of times, your partners, a lot of times, will find your lump before you will. And it's not anything weird, but, you know, at intimate moments, you know, as they're touching you, they're going to notice something that potentially you may never have noticed because you're so used to it. You know, I mean, even in the shower, you know, I mean, I'll be the first to admit, people ask me all the time, how did you find your lump? I was laying in bed touching my boobs. Why lie? I mean, that's what I was doing. You know, I mean, I was pumping milk for my 6-month-old baby that was in the NICU for 80 days, so I was still trying to pump what I could. But I thought, there's the golf ball in my boob, and what's it doing there? So it was a large lump. It was 3.5 inches, but, you know, 3.5 inches. So it wasn't small.
And what about women that have a lot of members of their family, sisters, mothers, grandmothers?
Genetic testing. Some insurance companies will not do they're very picky on who they do it. But if it's mother, grandmother, sister, they're more likely to pay for it. It's expensive if they won't pay for it. Look into other companies that can do it and really push for it. Because genetic testing is huge. I did the genetic testing because my grandmother passed away of ovarian cancer. So they thought, oh, ovarian cancer, you may be, and I'm not. I don't carry the genetic mutation. So, which made me very happy for him because it wouldn't be him that would get cancer if he had daughters. Right. They would get breast cancer. Right. And to me, that would mean I know I'm passing on something absolutely devastating to one of my children. Right.
Did you ever like feel that lump before it was that large and just dismiss it, you know, or was it just that was the first time and you knew?
My lump came on so fast because I had an extremely aggressive form. I mean, as my surgeon told me, when I cut into your lymph nodes from your armpit, he took 12 from this side and 10 from this side. He said my lymph nodes, the cancer was attacking itself so fast, it was killing the lymph nodes off. They were almost black. They were dead. So it was, and what people understand about cancer is your own cells attacking themselves. So they're growing too rapidly to do anything with. So basically they were killing themselves off as they were producing. So from my mammogram to my bilateral mastectomy, it was less than 1 month. And there is my photographer. Yay!
Oh, loved it. Guys, do you have any questions for the photographer? I know I'm interested in this show and then what you're doing now as well. Do y'all have any questions about this show first?
Well, I'm very.
Someone in your family or?
A little bit. I've been living in Australia for 20-something years prior to moving to New York, and for most of that time I was with a girl that has an identical twin. And I had known both the girls. I could have dropped out for most of my life, 20 years last 20 years or so. And the girls were models when they were young. They were 17, and I've known them ever since. And Paulina was diagnosed with breast cancer when she was about 28. And I was really shocked. Because I probably, like most people, I didn't think of it as your mother's disease. It's probably your grandmother's disease. And it's really not some young, beautiful, healthy Australian girl. shirt, right there on the wall, and just took that picture. But there was no intention, there was no scar project, there was nothing except the desire to capture this moment. And after we were done, she said, you know, maybe you find it interesting to shoot my other friends I've gone to film with. We're also young in the 20s, and I think they might get something out of this, get something out of the process. And yes, I shot 2 more girls in Australia, and the scar project was born. It's almost 8 years ago. And since that time, I've shot probably close to 100 women between this is about 18. This is probably, let's say, close to 40. Everyone's been under 40. And it's been getting younger and younger that I've been shooting, just because it's more disturbing, I guess. And, you know, it's a little more in your face when you're 20 years old or 18 years old.
Malicious awareness.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a little bit more sharpness. Does that answer the question?
Absolutely.
That was a long answer.
No, that's perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Yes.
Does it get any easier shooting these ladies, or like,
I'm
So
sorry.
does it get any
Like-
easier?
No.
not the same, like
For
emotional?
them or for me?
For you, yeah.
No.
No.
No, but it's amazing. You know, that interaction is it's such an intimate and beautiful interaction, and it's really, you know, they're so vulnerable. Like, that's a really vulnerable position for
You can tell by the
anyone,
pictures, yeah.
woman, man, whoever. You know, I'm shooting another project now called The Unknown Soldier. You guys should check that out online. It's www.unknownsoldier.org. It's a series of young guys and a couple of women returning from Afghanistan and Iraq. Stand back here. Returning from Iraq, just basically blown to pieces. No arms, no legs, faces melted off. It's the real deal. It's like the Scar Project. It's in that it's a very honest portrayal of what's actually going on in the world. It's kind of a stumps and all approach. You see the whole, and it makes the Scar Project look like a beauty pageant a little bit. And I highly recommend looking at it.
And we
And
have a
it's not-
large veterans program, so we'll definitely.
Yeah, and it is not political. It's not about war. It's not about blaming anyone. It's just about, I don't know, taking responsibility for how we treat each other on a day-to-day level, in the hopes that we don't keep ending up there. That's what all these projects are about.
And also making people aware of the fact that we need to take better care of our veterans when they come home.
That would also be nice. Yeah, yeah. They're well taken care of at the hospital. It's
Yeah, it's
after
fine.
the hospital that I think it becomes an issue.
Right.
When they have to go back into the real world. You know, it's all fine and dandy at Walter Reed when they're with guys just like them. But when they go back to their hometown, I think it's probably a whole other story. Any other questions from you?
I have one. How did you choose between using black and white versus color when you display them?
Oh, you know, just
Just the color?
I just see, I see it one or the other. It's obvious before I even take the picture. Yeah,
Okay.
in my head. I've been doing it since I was like 10. So it's
Sometimes colors are distraction. They distract you from the ideas and the feelings. Colors, like taking
No,
color
you know,
videos.
sometimes the colors add to the
Payoff.
feeling of it, the composition of it. You know, the colors are super important too. Or sometimes the absence of color is. I like them both. I like them both, but I don't prefer one over the other necessarily. I do like black and white just because I find it a little for these subjects I like it. You know, for the Unknown Soldier, it's a little more gritty. You know, and but color can also be more honest. Black and white, there's a bit of dishonesty there. Like, we're not black and white. Like blood is red blood and red scars and you know and disgusting colors of disfiguration and blue and I mean, you know, black and white, that's kind of hidden. And there's something often more honest about color. So, you know, I'm not one of these people that think so. Good photography, documentary photography has to be black and white. It can be a bit dishonest as well.
They're learning to take photos and do videos. And what kind of advice would you give to someone who's young and just learning about photography?
Is this a photography class?
No, this is actually called Humanities on the Go.
All right.
But we emphasize text and images in our assignment, so they're learning some basics about photography and video making, as well as writing feature articles.
All right. I mean, my advice to anyone is just really shoot what moves you. Don't try to be clever. Don't try to be a cool photographer. Don't try to impress someone. And technique is irrelevant. equipment is irrelevant. The only thing that matters is taking a picture that moves you, and hopefully it will also move someone else. Just try to express yourself and take a picture and go, you know what? I don't care if anyone else understands what I'm doing. I love this picture, or this speaks to me. I'm happy when I take this picture. Not happy, but I'm happy with this picture. It says what I'm trying to say. And even if no one else understands it, that's too effing bad for them. You know,
I love that because we always get these people in and they start giving us a whole bunch of rules, don't they? They're like,
Yeah, no, throw the rules out. No rules.
No
rules.
From an angle, not straight.
Just do
The rule of the third.
No,
And
skip
it seems
through all
like
that
I would
out.
create the same photos over and
Yeah.
over.
Well, you may find that those things happen anyway.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you take a picture that you really like and you realize that it is in the often compositions
Follow
like
some
that.
of the
Those things
rules.
didn't come from nowhere, but I certainly wouldn't follow them. They'll happen naturally in general. Or not, which is even just as good.
Cool.
And I think too, anyway, I won't even go further. Any other questions?
Any other questions, guys? That was
No,
cool.
training.
Alrighty. Good luck with all that.
Thank you so much.
Keep coming.
Okay, guys. I'm going to stay with my family.